Welcome to Truth, Money, and Freedom. Today is Monday, July 15th, 2019. Hey, gang, I have a little bit of time, so I thought I'd pump out a video here. There is so much going on, though. Holy crap. Um, I don't know what to say. I mean, there's everything's going on politics, finance, and everything else that we normally cover, with freedoms being taken away, strange things going on with senators, representatives. Epstein, basically on the precipice of hopefully spilling some names of politicians that are involved in the pedophile network for both finance, political protection, and organization. But I thought I'd cover this story real quick here. It is interesting, and it is something that we've talked about in our chat group for many, many years. And where, as a Christian, I would call it the mark of the beast, or anyone else would just call it, digital enslavement. I mean, the same applies, basically for many other folks as well. I think they see it that way. But the headline is Swedes are getting implants in their hands to replace cash and credit cards. And I'm going to just go by what I see here in the picture before I go into the text here, and I'm not going to read it. It's a short story, but it is, like I said, important. This is an important story. So what I see in the picture is some interesting things. Number one, apparently this is like a chip implant booth in the local mall. Because they got this thing here. Hey, come over here for your chip implant. Second thing I can see is this guy's really enjoying getting that chip installed in his hand. And uh, I don't know what else to say about this, as from the picture. But it's not as big. It says right here more than 4,000 people have already had the sci-fi-ish chips about the size of a grain of rice inserted into their hands, with the pioneers predicting millions will soon join them and make it global. Well, gosh darn it, guys, I've got so much to say about this, and I know that a lot of this is preaching to the choir, but um, if you want to give that level of control to a device in your hand that covers your medical, your banking accounts, your credit, basically your access into your job, do you guys understand how easy it is to turn off someone's life completely? How easily they could be turned into nothing. Nothing just by turning off that chip. Turning off the chip, or someone hacking it and reprogramming it, because I'm certain it is programmable via RFID waves or Wi-Fi. So this is very, very unsettling. Now, I realize it's only 4,000 people in Sweden that are doing this, but what do they have in Sweden currently that can take advantage of this chip implanted in your hand? There's nothing in the story about this. So I don't understand why they're even doing it. I don't know that it's actually working for anything right now. Um, and of course, this quote here, tech will move into the body, the Biohacks International founder told the magazine. I'm sure of that. Well, I'm sure of it too. I'm sure of it too. That's where they want to go. Keep in mind, gang, if we ever go to a completely digital system of currency, um, we will be in debt enslavement until the people rise up and take out that system. As long as you have cash in your system, you have a degree of anonymity. And that applies to cryptocurrencies as well as precious metals. So why would you want to give up any privacy you have with any of your transactions whatsoever? Some people say, well, I've got nothing to hide. It's not about whether or not you have something to hide. Why would you? And then also, too, I would say to those who would say this, and this has been in real life as well. People have told me in real life, not online, but in real life, I've got nothing to hide. And I said, yeah, but don't take away everyone else's right to privacy. Don't vote for that, because your kids are going to have to spill blood to get it back again, just because you don't want it. You don't want privacy. You don't want anyone else to have privacy. So you're supportive of the government taking away that right. And by the way, that's a constitutional right. It's the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution. It's in the Bill of Rights. Your right to privacy. And that's what people give up when they do this chip. But also, too, they give up their right to their opinions. They give up the right to their First Amendment, because if you turn on the government and say, I don't like what you're doing, I don't like what you stand for, I don't like how you're doing this to this person, that to that person, then they turn off your chip. It's that simple. So you're actually in a digital slavery in more than just a financial aspect. It's your entire life. Wait till you get this chip installed, and that's how you get into your home. And then your chip's turned off. You can't even get into your own home. You can't get into your car because you unlock your car with the chip in your hand. You can't get into your job, because they fired you and they just, shut off your chip. You can't access your bank accounts. You have a medical problem and you need help, but they've turned off that part of your chip as well. Suddenly, you've got nothing. This is what we're looking at, gang. And once again, I really hope this doesn't take off. The media pushes it, but who benefits? Let's look at that. Once again, we're supposed to look at who, what, when, where, why. You know, in journalism, who benefits from this? Who benefits from this type of nonsense? It's very easy, and it doesn't take critical thinking. It's a very simple thought process. Of course, the company that implants the chip benefits. The government will benefit from this highly, because they'll have access to all of your banking data, everything, your medical data. They'll have access to everything. They can start controlling your life. That is a huge benefit to the government, if they can have total control over the decisions you make, what you can do, where you can go. I mean, this is 1984, times 10. They don't need cameras if they got your chip. If you're implanted with a chip, they don't need license plate readers, facial recognition. They don't need any of it. They will already know everything about you anyway, because that chip will interact with the internet. They'll know everything you do on the internet. They'll know every financial transaction you make. If you go buy, some almond milk, and use your chip to pay for it, and then the government says, well, you're drinking too much almond milk. That's far too much. We need to cut you back. So suddenly there's an allowance that's programmed into your chip where you can only buy 2 half-gallon, things of almond milk for your family a week. I know that's a stupid example, but it is an example. Um, your travel, because you'll be doing everything with this chip, will be known to them everywhere you go, everything you do. And for those of you who say you have nothing to hide and you're fine with the government knowing everything about what you do, you are just plain stupid. You're just dumb. Please do not vote ever. That's my message to those people who say, yep, we need to give up our right to privacy. Well, what are you giving up your right to privacy for? Why is it so important to you to give up any rights you have to privacy? Because people literally died to make sure that we had it. It was in the Revolutionary War. Let's think about that for a second. Who else benefits? Who else benefits? Well, the banks benefit. The central banks and all the other banks benefit. They benefit from you having the chip as well. Food companies will ultimately benefit, because they'll get to pick and choose. The government will be able to pick and choose what foods you eat, what you actually consume. So they'll play favorites with food companies. I mean, guys, this is endless. If you have your cryptocurrencies and you go, oh yeah, I'm free of government, fiat, I'm doing cryptocurrencies, but that'll be linked into your chip as well. There's just, everything about this is wrong. Everything. And the convenience factor, well, I understand that. But sometimes, things in life are not convenient. And they are the way they are, so you can have some degree of freedom, some degree of individuality, some degree of privacy. So things, are not quite as convenient and easy as they could be, because you need to maintain these things. And this is the message I would send to those who think this is a really good idea. Plus, also, this is, plays right into, the Bible, the mark of the beast. A mark on the hand or the forehead. And that without that mark, you cannot buy, sell, or trade, or do anything. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They can shut you down. If you disagree with the government deciding suddenly that they need to kill everyone in Ireland, now I'm just using that as an example. If U.S. government says, well, you know what, we would all be better off if everyone in Ireland literally didn't exist anymore. And if you disagreed with that, they just turn off your chip. You know, if you're vocal about that and you say that's not right, there's nothing right about that. Well, we just need to turn off your chip because you need to change your way of thinking. They'll have total control over you. And some 4,000 Swedish people have walked right into that trap. And I suspect that they are not Christian and they have never read the Bible. That's what I suspect. And I really hope that people start making videos online about this garbage so that at least we could be made aware of it, that some people are doing it. There are companies planning for it. And I don't think we're there yet, but I do think it's coming. And Sweden apparently wants to lead the way into the cashless society by implanting chips into their hands. Why not use a credit card if you want to go completely cashless? And by the way, when you go completely cashless, you remove all anonymity from transactions. Gone forever. It's gone. So if the Swedish people literally say, we want the government to know everything we do with our money, then I get it. Then I get it. If the Swedish people are saying, well, we're not really very much in favor of this, please say that before you get the chip, because then they'll just turn you off. I have friends in Sweden, and I look forward to hearing what they have to say about this, but this is not a big movement. I don't want you guys thinking everyone in Sweden is getting these chips. Like I said, this looks like a kiosk in the mall in Sweden. There is all it looks like. So this looks more like a gimmick right now, something to get media attention on the company that's doing it. That's what it looks like right now. But once again, I'll give you the warning. Sweden, shut this down. Don't let this happen. That's my advice to you. And I would say that you guys need to get pretty vocal about it too, and start having debates on media, in newspapers, and start discussing whether or not this is a good thing. If convenience trumps any form of privacy you will ever have again for the rest of your life, and the privacy of your children and their children, is it worth it for the convenience of swiping your car, or to get in and unlock it? Is it worth the convenience of swiping your hand at the grocery store so you don't have to take out your credit card? I mean, is it worth it? The answer is obviously no. But companies are pushing this as though it is. It's all about convenience. And believe me, RFID tattoos are coming too. Those will become a thing as well. So this isn't the beginning and end of how this works. People probably will get tattoos that have RFID technology within the ink that's in your skin, that so you can do the same thing. So there's many versions of this coming, I think, but I do want you guys to think about this, and also to start looking into this a little bit more. I will definitely link this story down below, and I will try to eke out some more stories here this week. I do have a busy work week, and I apologize again, guys. Summer's usually very busy time for me. But I will try and get out some more videos, because the Epstein thing, there's been some updates there, and I do want to talk about them and give you some perspective from my point of view of what's going on with that, and that's a very important story too. Okay, gang, thank you very much for listening in. As always, have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless you all.